Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're regular here, you know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Now recently I've taken a look at the brand new Sony a6700 which we have here, and I took an overview look. I'd only had it a few days and I took a look at it as a hybrid camera. Now today I want to share with you what my thoughts are with using it now over the last couple of weeks as a photographic tool. So I'm not looking at its video features, I'm going to be looking at its features for taking still images. Now this is the upgrade from the Sony a6600 which I'm filming over here. I'm going to shot on my a6600 over there. This is the upgrade to the a6600, so it is a hybrid camera. The FX30 shares some of the features of this, or vice versa. This shares some of the features of the FX30, but that was more, well, it is a video cinema camera. I want to look at this today as using it for stills. If you already own the a6600, is it worth upgrading to the a6700? Now, I would probably think that it isn't, although there's one feature in here, or one or two features in here, that make it very worthwhile upgrading. So let's get into it and see how we get on. Now, I'm going to show you some images taken on the a6700, they'll be on my computer. I would strongly suggest for you take a look at them on my Flickr page or my SmugMug page. I'll leave a link in the description of this video to where you can take a look at them. It's much better than seeing them on YouTube because of YouTube's algorithm. I'm only going to spin through them on here as well, so I'm not going to go through them on any detail. But the a6600 features a 26 megapixel backside illuminated sensor, so better in low light. I haven't taken a lot of photographs in low light, but the few that I have done, it is really good. It's a really strong contender to the likes of a Canon R7 that I have here. This is great in low light as well. It's a great APS-C camera. I will be doing a comparison between the 6700 and the Canon R7 at some point in the near future, because I do think if people are looking at investing in an APS-C, you know, hybrid camera, they would almost certainly be looking at the Canon R7 as well as the a6700. I have both, so I don't need to worry about, you know, which one is better, because I can choose which one I need to use at any given time. Now, the a6700 features a really nice grip. It's a slightly different grip to the a6600, but it features a really nice grip, so you can walk around holding that all day long without any issues whatsoever. So great grip for taking stills photographs. You'll be able to, you know, get a good purchase on that and get some really nice images. It takes the FZ100 battery, or the Z100 as people call it, and again, that is an awesome battery. That'll last ages, probably 700-800 images. I mean, I find it just goes on and on. So I've never had an issue, either in my 6600 or in this camera, with a battery running out on me. I mean, just take a spare battery with you if you need to anyway. It has a viewfinder, a 2.34 million dot resolution viewfinder. You know, if you do need a viewfinder, that's where this improves over the likes of the ZV-E10, which doesn't have a viewfinder. That's more designed for video and for vlogging. Because this is a hybrid camera, it's got a really nice viewfinder. And I say really nice because I genuinely believe it is a really nice viewfinder. It's bright, the image is good, the magnification is good, and it's fine. It is a rangefinder style, so it is over to one side as opposed to centrally over the lens, which you'll find on the likes of a Canon R7. But I have no problem with using either of these, whether it be the R7 or whether it be the a6700. So the fact that it has got a viewfinder, I think is great. Don't have an issue with, you know, how it works. E-mount lenses, so there's a very wide variety of lenses available for this camera. So if you do want to invest in this camera, you can get absolutely loads of lenses. As I say, inside is the 26 megapixel sensor inside there. So it's a, you know, a nice sensor. You get nice crisp images. Now, the images I'm going to go through with you here are JPEG images, because Lightroom and ON1 Photo Raw, as of well, beginning of August in 2023, they don't support the RAW files as yet, so that'll come. But yeah, great handling, great design. Now, it has got the 3-inch articulating screen that you'll find on most cameras these days. Now, I mean, I like that for video. I mean, it's great for video. It's ideal for video. For stills, though, I prefer my a6600 over here. I prefer the screen that just flips upwards. I find that, for me, is more discreet, particularly when you're taking photographs, you know, out in the street. I find it more discreet rather than having to flip the screen open and work like that. I don't find that so discreet, and I always worry I'm going to break the screen. It's just not, you know, my scene. But there we go, 3-inch articulating screen, but it is a touch screen, and that is really useful. And it's so much easier to work with than it is on the a6600, which isn't a touchscreen. So, you know, the touchscreen is great for photography. You can adjust your ISO, your apertures, your shutter speeds, whatever you may want to do. And you can just touch the screen to focus as well. So, you know, whatever you want to do, you can just move that. It's got focus tracking. It's got all sorts, you know, and you can actually get into the menus. You can flip up to get to menus. That brings up the quick function menu. So a great touchscreen, certainly for stills and for video. Now, one of the major improvements with the 6700 over the 6600 is its animal IAF and human IAF. It has now got various others. It's got bird, specifically bird IAF and body AF, insects, trains, planes, automobiles. It's got various separate settings depending on what it is you're photographing. And it is really a lot more fast and a lot more accurate than what the 6600 is, because it's got a dedicated AI chip inside this camera. So that helps that immensely. And all you do to change it, you can either set up a function button to change which mode you want to be in, or you can go into the menu. Doing it back to front is not so easy. You can go into this and that'll change it, whether it be human, animal, yeah, you can see it's changing it there, trains, planes, automobiles, whatever it is that you want to be photographing at any given time. Unfortunately, there's no auto setting. That would be really handy for quickly changing between what you want. The Canon R7 has an auto setting. This one doesn't have an auto setting, but once you've got it set, it picks up the animal's eye beautifully. I take a lot of photographs on my cats, and I love using the 6700 because I know if I've got it in animal IAF, it'll either pick up the cat's eye, as I've got little Sammy sat next to me here. He's not been feeling too good, so he's in the studio today with me, which is great. So I love photographing the cats, and if it can see the eye, it will pick up the eye. If it can't see the eye, it will pick up the body. And it's really quick, intuitive, and just really nice to use. Plenty of function buttons on the camera. You've got one on the top there, you've got one on the side there, and you've got function buttons on the back of the camera. So no problem with function buttons. And the great thing as well with the a6700, you can set up the same function buttons separately for video to what you can for stills. So if you've got certain functions that you need for stills, you can set that up separately, you know, to how you would have them set up for video. And I think that is fantastic. And it's also got a dedicated control dial for setting slow and quick motion, stills and videos. So as a hybrid shooter, you can change between your various modes very quickly and very easily. So that is great. Now, the camera has no built-in flash, which is fine by me because they're only piddly little things and they're not particularly functional. But it has no built-in flash. Just, you know, be aware of that. Obviously, it's got the hot shoe, so you can, you know, attach flashes to it. And you can use, you know, wireless triggers on here for firing off, you know, remote flashes. It has got your various ports on the side, the HDMI port, USB-C port, your mic ports and what have you, which are not really important when it comes to stills, but they are on the side there. And the other slight downside for stills and for video, but it has only got the one SD card slot. That doesn't bother me. I know if I was doing professional shoots, particularly weddings or events that you can't repeat, I would probably want to use the Canon R7 because it has got two SD card slots and you've got redundancy. You've got the two card slots it can record to. And I think that if you're filming for clients or you're doing anything professionally, you may want to use that. So I don't do that. I have no issues with one SD card. I've not had, touch wood, any cards corrupt on me. So it's a UHS-2 card slot, so that's, you know, that's fine. I've got a V90 card in there, particularly for video, so that just slots in the side there. Obviously it shoots RAW and JPEG. You would expect that, you wouldn't expect anything different. This camera has got a mechanical and electronic shutter, shoots at 11 frames a second. That's in either or, which is a bit odd because with most modern day cameras, certainly mirrorless cameras, when you go into electronic shutter, you can actually shoot at a higher frame rate. You can't on this one. It's 11 frames a second. I think that's pretty decent. I don't do wildlife and I don't do sports, so I've not really had the need to use those fast shutter speeds. Again, you might want to look at the Canon R7 if you do want a faster burst rate, because that shoots up to 15 frames a second. And a rolling shutter is not too bad in this, so you shouldn't get any skewed images when you're using the electronic shutter, you know, if you are doing burst photography. This camera has 759 phase detect autofocus points, which I think is awesome. Works absolutely great, it's fast, and it's just absolutely fantastic. One of the things I really do like is its in-body image stabilization. Now, I do use quite a few lenses that haven't got image stabilization. One of my favorite, again, is fitted to my a6700, which is the Sigma 18-50. Lovely lens, but no image stabilization. On this camera body, it has got in-body image stabilization up to 5 stops. So it's really, really useful if you are using lenses that haven't got image stabilization. Also, if you want to take photographs with slower shutter speeds but still get a nice sharp image, you know, you can do that with this body, and I think that is awesome. So what we'll do now is take a quick look at some of the images I've taken with the a6700 using various lenses. I strongly suggest you take a look at them on my SmugMug page. There will be a link in the description, as I said earlier. It's better looking at them there than it is on YouTube, but we'll have a quick look at them. Now, I would also strongly recommend you download trial versions of ON1 Photo RAW, also Luminar Neo. There'll be a link to where you can download the trial versions, and use my codes to get discounts if you do actually want to purchase the software. I think it's great software. I use it all the time. In fact, I've not used Lightroom in 2 or 3 months now. And I love ON1 Photo RAW. It's got all the AI features you're going to need. You can replace skies. You can do all your photo editing that you need to do, just the same as you can in Lightroom and Photoshop. And it's a very, very versatile piece of software. So let's have a quick look at some of these images. Obviously, image quality is very dependent on the lenses that you're using, as with any camera. Now, this image was taken with the Viltrox 75mm lens. That's a beautiful lens. I've got that lens here. I've actually done a review of this lens. I'll leave a link in the description at the end of this video. But that's a lovely portrait lens. That's 75mm f1.2. And I took some lovely portraits of me cats. Very difficult photographing cats because they don't stay still for long. Although little Sammy, because he's been a bit poorly, he hasn't been running around as much as he would normally do, but fast asleep in the corner there. But yeah, this is the a6700 using the Viltrox 75mm lens, and you know, that's the sensor in this camera does produce some really, really nice images. The colours are lovely, the colours are vibrant, the images are strong, and you get really nice crisp images. You've got 14 stops of dynamic range when you're photographing in RAW. Now, these are JPEGs because at the moment this program, along with Lightroom and most others, don't support the RAW files that are coming out of this camera at the moment as of August of 2023. But even a JPEG straight out of camera are lovely. As I say, I would strongly suggest you take a look at these images on my SmugMug page, but you can see the IAF in this camera is phenomenal. Picks up the eye, even though there's foliage around him in the foreground and in the background, it's ignoring that and is picking up his eye. And I think that is fantastic, I really do. Even if you're photographing anything else, it doesn't have to be, you know, humans or cats or dogs. The AF is beautiful. You can use spot AF if you want to. There's lots of different AF features in this camera. It depends on how you want to set it up, how your shooting style is. I tend to use single spot AF a lot of the times and move the dot around using my finger. So if I'm looking through the viewfinder, I'll be moving me thumb around across the screen to set the focus point. Now there has been some criticism that there is no focus dial, no focus joystick on the back of this camera. It's a very compact camera. That doesn't bother me in the slightest, as I say, because I use my thumb to move a focus point across the screen, or I'm using animal IAF or human IAF or whatever, and it has got a really nice AF on button there, which you can use for back button focusing if that is what your style of photography is. I know a lot of people it is, so you can do that. It's also got the command dial on the front of the camera as well as on the back of the camera. Now that is great if you're in manual, so you can use one for adjusting your apertures and you can use the other for adjusting your shutter speed. I've got this one, if I'm in shutter priority or aperture priority, I've got this one set up for adjusting the exposure compensation. You can see that actually changing the exposure compensation. It's flashing at the moment, so I've got the lens cap on, so it's too dark. Yeah, that'll adjust exposure. That's what I've got it set up for, adjusting exposure compensation. As I say, these command dials are very adjustable. You can set them up for pretty much whatever function you want to set them up for. But it has got both. So you've got one on the front and one on the back of the camera, which is great because the a6600, the 6500, I'm shooting another shot over there on my 6500, but neither of those have got a command dial on the front. They've decided to do that now, and I think that is a great choice. That helps with photography more so than it does with video, to be honest, but that helps with photography no end. Yeah, lovely crisp sharp images that come off this sensor. So you know, again, it doesn't matter whether you're photographing animals, plants, buildings, whatever, you'll get the you know, you'll be able to focus on exactly what you want to focus on. So yeah, there we go, look at that, lovely sharp images because of its in-body image stabilization as well. So yeah, if you are a hybrid shooter and photography is important to you, I would strongly you know, recommend the a6700. I think it's a fantastic camera, and I say so light and compact. The weight of it is 500 grams. That's body only with the battery, so it's not a heavy camera whatsoever. I don't think you can get a grip for it. I'm not aware that there's any grips available for the a6700, but the battery life is so good you don't really need a grip unless you want the extra size, you know, for your pinky finger or whatever, I don't know. But the grip is great. They've designed that really well. And I say, the fact the viewfinder is a rangefinder style viewfinder, that's fine for me. That doesn't bother me at all. So yeah, there we go. That's just a quick look at the a6700 as a photographic tool as opposed to a video producer's tool. I'll be doing a separate video on what it's like to use for video. This video, as I say, has just been purely about its photographic features. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found this video useful. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Hit the like button if you want to, if you like this video. That would be fantastic. I really appreciate that. And stay tuned for more videos relating to video photography, podcasting, so on and so forth. And don't forget to take a look at the photographs on my SmugMug page. That'd be awesome. Cheers for now. Bye.